Just a wonderful experience. It was kind of nerve-wracking when we sat there in at the ceremony, but just a wonderful experience to be part of the team and part of this wonderful experience.
So tell us about your role. How did you come to be involved in Piper?
Well, the director, Alan Barillaro, wanted to explore some ideas. And so the project started in the tools department at Pixar. And when I heard that it was, involving the beach and water and, and sand and so on, that was really interesting to me, because it's a complex thing to create water effects and to make it believable. And so that's, I met with Alan and I said, this is something that really is interesting to me. And that's how I got involved.
I mean, I can only imagine in a movie like this and work that had to be done, where you had to sort of make real grains of sand. I mean, just tell us about the amount of work involved here, and of course the patience that you would need to be involved in something like this.
So, I was involved in a project for about a year and a half, and I had a wonderful effects team of about 15 people that worked with me on the short. And, we had to split time between finding Dory and Piper. And so we had to make sure that we could spend the appropriate amount of time on creating the effects. Some of the challenging things for us in the effects were to create something that's really believable. The short Piper is shot in a sort of a macro style photography with a very shallow depth of field. And so you have lots of detail in a very thin slice on the image with some blurred backgrounds and foregrounds. And so we had to create very detailed effects in the foreground, but also to extend those effects into the distant horizon, even though it was sort of out of focus.
Now, Ferdi, you say you were involved in finding Dory at the same time in this one, and there are other South Africans recently who've been involved in movies that require this kind of work. What does this tell us about where we're going in terms of our involvement, whether it's here at home or abroad, in movies like this, and the talent we have in this country to be able to be involved in projects like this?
Well, I had my roots in South Africa. I attended the first computer graphics course in South Africa way back in 1983. So I've no doubt that there is a lot of experienced people in South Africa nowadays. I know about Triggerfish Animation Studios, and they've done some wonderful work. I was fortunate enough to be able to go and study at the Ohio State University and specialize in computer graphics. But I know a lot of people in South Africa that are involved in this industry. What fascinates me and what interests me in this in this work is the mixture of art and science and technology. That's what makes me very interested and passionate about this particular art form.
Right, wonderful. Thanks so much for your time, and well done once again.